Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. I got nothing on watch this morning. I had a decent sized watch list last night, 4 or 5 names, but the market gapped down this morning, and all of those stocks gapped down with it. So I got nothing. I'm probably just gonna be behind the desk today or off the desk today. But given the gap down, I think now we need real time to consolidate. Honestly, I mean, I prefer this gap down rather than sitting in this range. Hopefully, we start to pull back a little bit and give a little bit of a retest before, potentially heading higher or retesting that 200-day now. This is the first time in, you know, I mean, since that December test of the 100 MA that we're finally breaking. So if we push up to try to retest that and fail, then we may just be looking at a little lower, maybe mid 600s on the S&P. And I mean, this is honestly what I prefer over the chop that we've been having. So I have no problems with it. I'm just going to sit back and see what happens, but I'm going to pass it right over to Josh.
Yep, just a couple of watches on my end. Lite, this is pretty far extended from the 50-day moving average. There's a lot of speculation coming out of the market, as you know, with World War III headlines, Strait of Hormuz, and you probably already know the deal. But this is 11 times extended ATR movements from its 50-day moving average, and it's opening down. I'm going to look bounces versus 750, 760. Ideally, we have some type of relief in the morning to get an entry. Same type of a look on Sandisk. Ideally, you shake maybe some chasing shorts down, you get a relief rally and then a bigger unwind later. But this broke its 10 to 20 moving average, and the VIX is just ultra elevated here. Where are we? We are 26. Okay. So I don't think that there's going to be some safe haven port for highly speculative equities that have gone up 1,000% or 500% in this if we continue to sell. So that's where my head is. I think the place to be is energy, but that's been the place to be all year. So just these two for potential unwinds and passing this right along to Emil. Stay safe, Edler.
Hey guys, morning. A few things for me. Nvidia on radar. I'm going to start right off the bat. I'm going to be short biased today. Yesterday been a big long trap. Obviously now with this gap down under yesterday's lows on indices, it's going to be a lot of pressure on the selling. So I'm thinking to more be sort of proactive today and paying attention to the price action rather than stay there for the any specific trade that it's not going to be there. So I'm going to watch Nvidia. Like I said, I'm thinking any pops or any stay into this range versus pre-market highs, and I'm going to have a short towards yesterday's lows. Then we shall see if there is going to find some sort of a support and bounce back, and then more or less same idea like Josh mentioned, where we have a fast washout after the open, then some sort of a push, and then unwind later in the day. So I'm thinking if this one is going to manage to stay at these levels, that is going to be a good short, pretty much risking this high of from pre-market and then targeting yesterday's lows. And then if it's going to pop back, reload and recycle around the core, like I said, being short bias. MU, same plan more or less. As we can see, this one broke under this yesterday and Friday low. So any pushback more or less against yesterday's lows, I'm going to consider for short. I'm not going to really press it too much. I really want to see these levels at least high from pre-market, not really high from pre-market, which was here after the opening print, but pretty much 395 ish, and then have a short and then see if it's going to unwind lower. Iron, same thing here. This one looks pretty one of the best charts compared to the others, because we have this tight range that if we are going to break lower, we have a potentially washout. So most likely looking for a short there. AVGO, same thing here, similar chart that it's looking pretty weak and now broke under these past 3 days lows, which are narrow range. So looking for a washout, targeting 300 area, and also looking at CLS. This one been on my radar for a while. Yesterday been pretty choppy, and you have to keep in mind that this one is pretty spready also. So but the daily chart is pretty neat. So I am going to watch pretty much any push against 260. We shall see if those are going to offer an opportunity for an entry, but more or less that's the plan there, to short against 260 and then looking for some sort of unwind later in the morning. MOBX, that's the small cap of the day, which it's pretty resilient so far in the morning, but the gap, it's appealing. I'm going to watch ideally it's going to have a push to pre-market highs and then some sort of a fail, or fail under 45 cents and then again looking for pops, but leaving a little bit of room through pre-market highs. TPAT, which was yesterday been pretty resilient and went sideways all day, didn't give up, and now this morning it's having this push. Now I'm going to consider this one as a day 2 gap up. We shall see. So far pushed almost 100%. I'm going to be interested in any pops against pre-market highs. So we shall see. 2+ would be ideal. Nothing for me here, but I am going to watch pretty much any pops after the open. So yeah, pretty much that's what I have for today, guys, and good luck.
Yep. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Emil. Thank you, everybody, for tuning